So we have a great example of a gobbledygook DMX screen. It's much easier if I show you the 4 different display modules that make up the whole display. I'll just mark them off here with a bit of breadboard wire. And then when we turn the machine back on, it should be much easier to see which one of these modules is faulty. As you can see, it's the 3rd module there, which is just, it should say play sequence. So let's have a look inside. Just turn it off, unplug it, and lift the top. And if you can see here, this is my MIDI expansion board here, and this actually plugs into the what was the existing CPU, so the new board takes over the old CPU. This is the rechargeable battery that often needs replacing, and we have a set of voice cards here, each with the tuning knobs at the top. And this is the front panel that we have to take out. Here sits the 4 modules we have to extract. I just need to unplug these ribbons.
What I want to know is what's going on.
What's going on? So if we carefully get this out, and lots of dust. Yeah, we're going to have to clean this up, probably with a bit of Hoover and alcohol, just to get rid of all that gunk. Nice looking board though, and these are displays that we're going to have to change. Looking quite alien-like. Don't forget to take the spacers out of here if you don't want them to all fall out onto the floor.
I must say, I think that's a perfectly reasonable.
So I'm going to give it a quick hoover with this attachment I bought off eBay. It's got a really cool reducer here. So you can reduce the airflow to make sure you don't suck up any components. What's going on?
I must say, I think that's a perfectly reasonable question. It's an excellent question. What I want to know is what's going on.
But the problem that you're asking, you see, when you ask why something happens, how does a person answer why something happens? When you explain a why, you have to be in some framework that you're allowed something to be true. Otherwise, you're perpetually asking why.
Right, because this is a double-sided unmasked etch board, I think I'm going to go in with a solder braid and a load of Amtech 559 flux. So I'm going to put a couple of towels down just to capture any of that horrible chemicals as we go. Okay, I'll just get the flux. And what's really important now is we extract the fumes that we're going to make. from heating this flux. So I'm going to get the hoover on again.
Otherwise, you're perpetually asking why. But it wouldn't satisfy someone who came from another planet.
That's the first module out. It's the old school design. So I can either replace just the faulty one, or from electrongate you can actually buy a whole set of brand new dot matrix style ones. I use the DMX a lot, so I'm going to replace all four with the new style. Okay, now that everything is off the board, I'm going to just give it a good clean up, a good mop up with the solder braid, and then clean off with alcohol.
You can either say I'm satisfied that you've answered me, ice is slippery, that explains it, or you can go on and say why is ice and so slippery. Why on ice and not on other things? Because ice expands when water expands when it freezes, so the pressure tries to undo the expansion. Why does water expand when it freezes and other substances don't expand when they freeze? Alright? I'm not answering your question, but I'm telling you how difficult the why question is. You have to know what it is that you're permitted to understand and allowed to be understood and known, and what it is you're not. The more I ask why, it gets interesting. That's my idea, that the deeper a thing is, the more interesting it is. And we could even go further and say, why did she fall down when she slipped? That has to do with gravity. It involves in all the planets and everything else.
Great, now it's time for the fun bit. I'm going to solder one leg of each of these modules onto the board, check that they're aligned correctly, and then solder the rest of the legs.